I'm a huge fan of electronics, and after more than 10 years in my graphic design career, I figured out that some of my equipment was good, some of it was not so good, but some was so great that I would happily buy it one more time. Even if I lost it or it's get broken, I would still happily buy it one more time. And that's the type of equipment that I'm gonna share with you in this video. So let's get started. And the first device in this list is my mouse for probably 5 years. It's Logitech MX Master 3S. I was using previous version MX3, it was great, but this one is even better. Why it's so cool? First of all, it's ergonomically perfect. I can fit my thumb, I can use it all day without tiring my hand, I can use it quite often without recharging it, so it's just a beautiful mouse. And the greatest thing that I created is this side wheel. When I was watching some videos on YouTube a couple years ago before purchasing this mouse, I was thinking probably it's useless stuff, just why do I need this scroll wheel button? But at the end I realized that that's a great stuff for video editors, for graphic design, because a lot of software using this one, for example in Photoshop, in Figma, in Illustrator, in Premiere Pro, I can use it. And especially my second love about this mouse is this scroll wheel, because it allows me to scroll thousands of lines per second. That's so useful, and I'm really surprised by that because I thought that it's not so great, and I heard a lot of bad reviews about this scroll wheel because whenever you scroll very slow, it's not detecting scroll, so you need to push your scroll wheel harder, you need to make it faster, and then it works. But you can do some tweaking in settings of this mouse so it can work just fine. And to be honest, I don't have any issues with it. It's just great. I'm using it for work, I'm using it for games. That's a perfect mouse, and I would definitely buy it twice. And as you can see, I already did, because I had previous version of this mouse, and this one is just better, more silent, more precise sensor. It's just awesome. So really, guys, you should get it. It's wonderful. The second stuff is bigger, but it's really nice. It's my main keyboard. It's gonna be pronounced like NuPhy Halo96. I know that those guys are not producing this exact keyboard anymore, at least for now of the time recording this video, but I believe that you can find it on their website or refurbish or anything like that. And the best thing about this keyboard is the sound, is that it's really tactile. I like switches in this keyboard, and I like the fact that you can reassemble it in any way. You can just remove switches, replace it with any type of switches that you like. You can replace keycaps. It's just so easy to clean, and to be honest, that's a perfect keyboard for me. I like how it looks, and whenever I post video or photo with this keyboard in my social media, I'm receiving hundreds of different messages like, where did you get this keyboard, how I can order it, or some kind of similar questions. And that's how it works. This keyboard is perfect, but you should get it with the armrest, because without armrest it's not so great. It's too high, at least for me, and without armrest I would not buy it at all. Only with armrest. This armrest is from their official website. You can get it for maybe 20-30 bucks, I think, so you should definitely look at it. And you can adjust switches, because this one is custom keyboard. You can tell them which switches are good for you, which is not, and they're giving you some sample box with different switches and with a couple of different keycaps of different colors, so you can switch them along the way. And if you, for example, if you're tired from a yellow spacebar button, you can replace it with anything else, with a blue, green, it's up to you. So that's a great keyboard. The only problem it has is battery lifetime. It's only a couple of hours, maybe 5 hours with the full light and turn on, because this keyboard has 3 areas or 2 areas, I think, of lighting. It's a main keyboard area and borders basically, and you can turn them off. If you turn off light at all, you can make maybe 2 days of lifetime. That's not so much because I had, for example, Logitech MX keys, and that's a great keyboard. I was constantly working with Logitech keyboard for 1 month and I had no issues with charging. With this keyboard, you need to be aware that it's not so great with lifetime from battery, so you need to turn off light if you're working outside or if you're grabbing it to the office. And that's the second problem, is that it's quite heavy and bulky, so that's not the best keyboard for going out type of work experience. You should get, for example, MX keys. That's a way better keyboard for those kind of situations, but for home, work in office, that's a great, relatively silent, and for me it has perfect tactile experience. So you should consider getting it in their website if you can find it, or any similar keyboard that you can see on the market. The next thing is definitely my phone. It's iPhone 15 Pro Max. It's, as I remember, 1 terabyte of storage, and that's just a great phone. No surprise for you, I think. It's perfect camera for photo, for video, great lifetime from battery. It's just a good phone. I got it more than 1 year ago when it just released on the first day of sales in Canada, and no questions about this phone. It's perfect. This action button helped me a lot because I was riding a bike, for example, and it's so easy to just hit one button and start recording video, then go into settings or swiping or doing any other kind of stuff. This button is nice, and I know that Android users are gonna laugh about that because they can just double click on, for example, on a power button and release the camera. Here it's not, so you have a second button and it works just fine. So for me, this is a great purchase, and I can do a lot of stuff only with this phone. I can record video, I can go blogging, I can do anything I want, even video editing and photo editing using Adobe Express, for example. So this is really good stuff. And I have one more, is my headphones. Currently I'm using Dt770 Pro, and those are great. I have version of 250 ohm, and I'm using them usually for my day-to-day work style, like listening to music, or whenever I record a video, I'm just gonna go through my audio, fixing it, cleaning it, Adobe Audition. And those headphones are designed specifically for those kind of situations when you need to hear clean, not oversaturated music, when you need to understand what's going on with your audio file. This is great headphones. If you want to listen just music with a lot of extra tweaking, I would say that that's not the best headphones that you can get, definitely. But for work, they're really great. I can sit in them for 8 or more hours without issues with my ears, so definitely those are really comfy, great sound, but it's a flat sound. It's not like they had a lot of bass or high frequency. They're really flat sounding headphones. If you like that, it's good. If not, skip it and go to the next one. And the second set of headphones is my Apple headphones. Those are AirPods Pro of first version, just very first. They just released it and I got it, and they work just fine after a lot of years. No issues at all. I was living in Kyiv and we had a really noisy it's hard to say even noisy, it was terrible train station. It was so loud that you cannot hear anybody. You need to scream just so your friend could hear you. And those headphones, they were really saving my life because it was a pleasure not to hear a lot of noises from outside. And when I was riding a bike, for example, on Cyprus or in Canada, I was wearing them because I can go to transparency mode. I can hear everything that goes around, and it's secure. Like, I can hear everything. I can listen to my podcast or music, and it's so comfy. No wind is coming through my ear. So for day-to-day experience, those headphones are really nice. Well, you should double check if they're gonna fit in your ear, if it's gonna stick well, because in my situation it's just perfect. It's never fall out my ear, and it's a great headphones if you need them. Next one is for gamers. This one is Steam Deck OLED 1 terabyte, and I got it maybe half a year ago, maybe a year ago, probably half a year, and it's a perfect gaming device whenever you go to work. For example, you have a transit on a train or on a bus, or if you're riding on a taxi, or if you're just tired of sitting on a chair, you can grab this one and play whenever you want. You can use it as a working station because you can install any system you want inside of this small device. You can connect it to external monitor. For example, I was using it when I just arrived to USA. I was using it as a temporary PC because I connected this one through HDMI to my monitor, and it was just fine. I was using it for a couple of months, and it's a perfect console type of experience. If you want to play some video games, you can do that on internal or external screen, because even, for example, Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, it was a great experience of connecting this device to a screen via HDMI, and I was playing video games like on any other device in 4K and Full HD. It was great. So if you need some device that is small enough, that is priced relatively okay, I have no questions about the price of this device. Even consider that you can get LCD version for 64 gigabytes for a couple $100. This one is a great device. You can play video games, you can watch cinema, you can use it as a portable desktop. So really, you should consider getting it. This one is really nice. And I have one more for productivity, and this one is Stream Deck first generation. I got it on eBay when I was living in Ukraine, and it was a surprise for me because in Ukraine it was priced like $200, and I got it from eBay for $50, and that was a huge surprise for me. I was using it for my second channel when I was streaming a lot, and after a couple of months, I realized that this device can handle more than streaming, and I converted this one from streaming platform, streaming machine, to basically my working machine, because I assigned a lot of buttons to control my studio light. I assigned some buttons for video editing, I assigned some buttons on just my regular day-to-day experience enhancements, for example, opening browsers with the correct pages, or creating some macros for my games. So this is a great purchase. I know that they have a lot of types of Stream Decks right now on their official website. You can find something with a button, with the sliders, so a lot of stuff went through those years, but this one, even first generation, is really nice. And to be honest, I don't have any reason to upgrade to anything else because it still continues to get all the updates. And since its launch, it became really powerful tool, and you can use it not only for streaming, you can use it for day-to-day work, for games. This is just a great tool. And the next one I cannot take in my hands because it's working right now. I'm recording a video on it, and that's my MacBook M3 Max, 36 gigabytes, 1 terabyte SSD. And this is a great, powerful machine. I also have my second PC staying over there with the 4070 Ti. That's my game console station slash server, so that's kind of second type of experience. But I would happily buy this Mac one more time. It's just perfect. I have no questions about it. Perfect lifetime balance, great CPU and GPU productivity. I can use it for Photoshop, for Illustrator, After Effects, Blender, and I'm using it for Blender a lot. And it's perfect machine. If you have some higher expectations of it, for example, if you're working with Unreal Engine, if you're really good guy in 3D, if you're working with 3D Max, for example, that's not a device for you, definitely not. But if you're a designer, I don't think that you can find anything better than that, because it's really nice. It's good balance of size, of productivity, of price, even if this one is really expensive, but still it's the best one you can get on a market of laptops. Based on my experience, based on my tests, I had 13-inch Mac M1 Air. It was okay, but the problem is that I had 8 gigabytes versions and it was not so powerful, so in some situations I was struggling. So then I upgraded to M1 Max, and then I upgraded to M3 Max, and this is just great laptop. I don't think that I'm gonna upgrade it anytime soon. It's gonna last me for 4 or 5 years without any problems. and that's why I like this laptop. It's just simply beautiful. And the last one is my microphone. Right now I'm using Shure SM7dB. That's a hard name. Previously I was using Shure MV7. It was okay microphone, no questions about it. You can connect it through XLR or micro USB, and you can use it anywhere you want. It was just fine microphone, but I had a dream of getting Shure SM7B. But the time I was ready to buy it, they released Shure SM7dB, which was basically the same microphone but with pre-installed gain booster. That's why I decided, okay, it's the same microphone, I'm gonna get this one. And due to this, I saved a lot of money because I got it on discount. I don't remember the price, it was like $400, something like that. And Shure SM7B at that time was $100 more. And add to that you need to buy Cloud Lifter, it was $200 more or $300 more. And that's a great purchase for those money. And even if the situation went differently, I would happily buy this microphone one more time, even for $700. It's just great for situations when you didn't have a perfect room, when you just recording video like that, when you have a talking head. This one is a perfect microphone, and especially for interview types of video recordings, this one is nice. So that's the list of equipment that I would definitely buy one more time, even if this thing got broken. And yeah, I'm really happy about it. And please let me know in the comments down below this video if you like this video, and please share in the comments of some equipment that you would definitely buy one more time based on your experience. It would be very interesting to read. And thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.